Hi guys, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the video number 546 and my name is Ajay Parmar. You're watching youtube.com/c/Ajay Kumar Parmar. This is my channel name and this is for new people, new joinees, new subscribers. Now in this video, as you can see guys, I'm actually going to discuss this one of the very frequent error which is shared by many of you after watching the videos on the Outlook which I have uploaded, right? So I want to today talk about it because I think this error is troubling a lot of guys. So let's go and take a deep dive into it and also see that what is the reason of this type mismatch error coming when you want to loop through the Outlook emails using the Excel VBA. Okay, before I go further, I just quickly want to show you that this is basically the playlist sequence. You should follow this sequence, and especially for new people, if you have just landed up to this channel, now this channel has been divided into all these different 5-6 categories. As you can see, Excel VBA, Access Frontend, Access VBA, and Outlook VBA, and this is the playlist sequence which you can, if you will follow this sequence, you will have a fantastic learning. Because a lot of you say that there are 500 plus videos, so they feel that they are lost and they don't really understand from where to start. So this is the sequence for you. Okay, now I want to read out the comment which is posted 16 minutes ago by channel, and this is what he has to say. Hi Ajay, this script is great and thanks for your efforts. However, despite perfectly copying your code, I get a runtime 13 type mismatch error, not sure why. So I will not really go and explain all this because I know you will not understand this. He reverted after watching this video how to export the files on every fresh email. So basically in this code, this is a long time back code I recorded, the video, it's a very old video. So in this video, what I tried to do is actually we made a code that whenever there is any email comes in your inbox, automatically if it has some attachments, like as you can see guys, in this inbox there are two attachments. So if this email is sent by somebody, right, automatically these two attachments should go in my D drive, C drive, or wherever you want, right? So if you don't have any idea about it, let me tell you one thing, a very good news especially for new people. On the Outlook series only guys, we have uploaded 50 plus videos. Just imagine, 50 plus videos means 50 different varieties, 50 different troubleshootings, 50 different questions from you, and I uploaded the video. So from the on the Outlook series, whether it is about extracting the attachments from the email, saving them in the D drive, or whether it is to reply to somebody, or whether it is to move the emails from one folder to the another, sending a new email, or whenever you get some email, if it is if it is coming from some specific sender name, you just want to export it in the Excel. I mean, I can go on and on, and it is never going to stop. So please go and have fun. Go and visit the playlist name Excel VBA, connecting Outlook with Excel. Okay, now in this video, what happened, many of you have watched this video where what we did actually, in every email we are going, and in every email we are extracting the attachment. Okay, now in this video what I will do, I have already prepared the code. I will not explain that because that code is already explained. I am here to talk about the error, what sort of error I'm talking about. Now guys, this is the code which I have written. This code is not extracting any attachments, but the concept remains same. This code, what it does, if I just run this code, you see, this is going to give me the subject, Outlook email subject, EMEA, Europe market, and the data for new joining, and then we have the hello, right? So 4 message boxes you get because of this message box, that we are trying to retrieve the subject line of the email, and I have 4 emails here, and these are the same emails which you just saw. Okay, now this works fine. Now what happened, if I just go in one of my folder, for example, this is my folder, and in this folder, right, in this folder what I do is I just go and move these emails in my inbox. Okay, I reverted to my subscriber also channel. This means that your folder has some messages which are not treated as normal emails like appointment or calendars. In fact, he got it so beautifully. In fact, he answered it. that I will just specify a rule to move all the normal messages. So he got the idea, but still I like the question, and this had been, you know, emailed in the past also. So I think let's go and talk about it, this particular problem. So now you see that I have these two emails. I'm calling them emails, guys, but they are not emails if you look at them carefully, right? These are basically appointments, the meeting calendars, you know. Now if you're working in Outlook, I'm sure this word is nothing new to you. Okay, we all know how to make the invites. We send the invites to team, and you know, especially when we want to have some call, we want to discuss about something, you know, and then we create the calendars, invites, and we, you know, all that, the kind of the stuff. So what happens in the VBA, they are not treated as emails, or I would say they are not considered as a part of this Outlook.mail item, right? Now what do you know about this? Do you know what this Outlook.mail item meant for? Well, you must go back and watch all those videos one by one, and you will understand, but still I will brief you about it in case if you're new to the Outlook connectivity part. Well guys, this is a class which we use to whenever we want to work with the emails. Now whether you want to move email from one folder to the another folder, or whenever this you know, email is coming to you in your inbox, and you want to see that whether that email has some subject line, some specific subject line, or it is coming from some specific sender name, or it is coming on this date, you know. So, or maybe you want to draft a new email, you want to send it to somebody. Now whenever we are going to deal with the emails, we use the mail item class, right? Now what happens when you have declared your email as o.create item, o mail item, that means your VBA, Excel VBA will create the o mail as an object which is going to be treated as an email. So basically we are saying that o mail is now going to be our email, right? And that is a loop which I have written for each o mail, which means that actually for each of my email in the folder, which folder, I have defined the folder here, you can see inbox, right? Now he also asked me that how about working with the subfolders if you have the emails in the subfolder. I'll talk about that in just a while, though I had already uploaded a video, but I will be very quick here, and you can also learn that in case if you do not want to target the inbox, this inbox, and you want to target any folder, like for example I have created dummy folder inside the inbox, and then there is another subfolder which is created under the subfolder called dummy. Okay, so we'll talk about it, but right now the important point is if I run this loop right now, look at this, I'm gonna hit here. You see that this is a type mismatch error coming, and this is what I'm here to talk about. Now what happens, first of all, when you click on the debug, this is the line which creates a problem for you. So what happens, this loop where we are saying that you have to go to every email in the folder. Which folder, guys? My FOL. What is my FOL? You can see here my FOL, basically inbox, because I said that you got to get this default folder. Right now I will not explain all this because as I said that there is already, you know, video on all these things. Now when you get the type mismatch, understand one thing. You are talking about the mail item class, and as I said, mail item class always deals with the emails. Now this meeting invite, the calendar invite, this is not considered as an, you know, this is not a part of mail item class. They have the different classes, right? If you go in the Google and search about the, or maybe why you go in the Google, just watch one of my videos, how to create the calendars, how to send the invites. Even we have this video, you can send the invites to different people, guys. You can in fact create the time in, time out, you know, that when we are supposed to meet team A, and how long will this meeting go, in which room this meeting will take place, who is going to take this meeting, you know, all that you can write it down in the Excel, and then you can run the code, and automatically all the, you know, the lines which you have, the meeting invites which you have written in the Excel, that will go and, you know, export in your this Outlook. So there is a video on that, there are 2 or 3 videos on that, right? Go and have fun. So the point is, whenever we deal with the meetings, we have a different class. Like here we have the class called mail item. For the appointment, there is a different class which is called the Outlook dot, I think, appointment, you know, sort of. Let me show you. I think the Outlook dot appointment. You see that this is the class which we use for the appointment, right? Now in this case, if I use the appointment, then it is not going to work for these emails, because here we need the mail item, right? So we have a clash. So we have a very simple way of doing it. Now I'm going to tell you something. This is called the early binding. What do you mean by the early binding method? Go and watch the video. What is the difference between early binding and late binding? I talked about this, but still I'm going to tell you what happens. You see why I'm able to run this code, because you know in the tool reference you have to activate the Outlook library, okay, which is I'm using the Outlook 16, so I see here 16.0. if you have a different version you'll see a different Outlook, but doesn't matter, you just need to activate this. Okay, now this is the library which even I can uncheck, guys, right? I hope you know that this is the library which is not coming by default. For example, if I click here, cannot remove this reference. These are the by default selected libraries in the VBA, and they're responsible for your entire this environment setup, how the VBA works, how the Excel works, right? But Microsoft Outlook is a library which you have to, when you press M and you go down, these are all alphabetically sorted libraries, so you have to make sure that you click there, check mark it, and this is what you will get when you check mark that. When you click on that, this library will come on the top automatically with this check mark on, right? Now this means that I'm already telling my Excel VBA that look, I'm supposed to work with the Outlook application, so I will be needing, you know, obviously, because if you have to work with the Outlook, you got to use their classes. Class is what? Class is a blueprint. Blueprint means that suppose if you go in any manufacturing company, car manufacturing company, or anything, you know, in any company, let's say there is something being manufactured, right? Let it be A product, B product, you know that everything doesn't happen, you know, just like that, you know. There is a proper mechanism. They must have the flow chart, they must have some information written somewhere, right, in the form of paper, in the form of flow charts, in the form of drawing, in the form of maybe, you know, somewhere they have kept that information, so that if somebody, you know, comes in your company, a new, you know, employee, or maybe the coming generation, and they want to take the help from all those things, you know, whatever is already done, so they can, you know, take the help from those notes, right? They can see that how the things are working, how they are doing all the things. Because if you let's say, for example, as what is it, these are all the methods and the properties which we can use with the Outlook. Why Outlook? Because you declared your O as Outlook.application, right? So that is how, that is why we declare it. Now the problem with this early binding is that that when you declare this OMail as mail item, it specifically looks out only for the emails, not for your invites and appointments, right? Because here we tell everything to the Excel VB crystal clear, right? But to deal with these sort of things where you can have a different classes, mail item or appointment, you know, what you have to do is you have two options. Either you change this entire code to the late binding. What is a late binding? Well, I had already talked about that. In the late binding, what happens, you don't really use this Outlook.application. You use the object word here, and guys, here you use create Outlook application, and you don't have to actually click on the reference part, and you are not supposed to use this, because what happens in that case, in the late binding, VBA, Excel VBA automatically, when it runs the code, it creates the Outlook application, and it creates the Outlook application basis what version you have. If I send you this code right now, you know what, this code is made in 2016, okay? If you're using 2013 or 2010 or 2007, you will get the error. You will get the error in this line, and the error will be user type not defined, because you have a different version, right? So whenever you make the program from the higher version to the lower version, you know, you send it and people want to run that, they get that error. But in the late binding, what happened, because you are nowhere say demo as Outlook application, instead of this line you write here object. So what happens, this object and this becomes the create object, okay? This becomes the create object, and this is how you write. So what happens, this gets created, the Outlook application gets created according to your machine, you know, according to your Outlook which is installed in your machine. So we will never have this sort of error coming, right? So that is a second method. I had talked about that, you can go and watch that video. But what is important here is that, let me just undo it first of all. So this is the code. Now in this particular case guys, you don't have to change the entire code. What you need to do is, because my problem actually is because of this outlook.mail item, so what you can do, just write here object. When you write the object, what happens, VBA, when VBA will run this line, automatically it will check that what sort of object is it is, and it will create that class for it, and the code will work. You want to see that? See this. I just go and run this. Look at this. First of all, there is no error coming guys. There is no error coming, right? Wonderful. Now meeting overview, weekly performance review, you have all the emails coming here now, right? Including the meeting invite as well. You see that I got this as well, weekly performance and then meeting review. So basically I'm getting all the things, right? Let me just go and run that again. I show you now. Look at this. 1, 2 and 3 and then 4 and then 5 and then 6. Okay, so we got how many pop-ups? We got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I'm not done yet. I want to show you something very interesting. Whenever I get stuck, you know that, like for example, this error comes and you're not able to find it out what is the reason, because it's, what is a type mismatch, by the way? Type mismatch means that you are using the wrong data type. For example, you can go and check out this video on the under the playlist called Excel VBA introduction series. I had talked about this, I remember. Type mismatch means that suppose you are you're dealing with some text, okay, and you are declaring your variable as integer guys. Now how can a string can be converted into integer? So you have chosen the wrong data type, so what you will get? Type mismatch. Same way it is happening here. Now see, if I create that as an object, right, then what happens, if I just go and show you, I select this and I put this, right click, and I just put that in the watch code, you see what's gonna happen. Very interesting. Here I'm gonna show you the type of that particular item. Okay, so see this, I run this code, there we go, right? You see that this is the object right now. The moment I run this, you see it is mail item, object slash mail item. So right now VBA has created the mail item class, because when the VBA reads this create item over OL mail item line, it assumes that obviously user is going to talk about the mails, user is going to work with the emails. So when we run this line, this line, look at this now, I'm gonna run this line. See this, can you see that? Object slash meeting item, automatically VBA converted that mail, that class OL mail item to the meeting item, because right now you're going to actually see the meeting invite. So we have the meeting overview. What is the next thing? Again, I click on the next. Let me click back here. Somehow it gets unhighlighted whenever I run this. Now again you have a meeting item guys. Okay, now this is the weekly performance review. Now again I run this. Now let's go and check that. Look at this guys, beautiful. This is now mail item. Automatically it is converted to mail item. Why? Because now you have started looping the emails, right? So this is again the email item. Again I go and click here. So now you know that all the emails will be mail items. So 2 times we saw the meeting, the class, and for the rest of the emails we saw the mail item class. So this is the beauty of this object when you declare anything as an object, right? So please use this sort of thing, and this is going to help you out in your type mismatch error, right? Or the another solution is, which as he also said, that what you can do is you can make the rule that any item or attachment or maybe any email, whenever the email comes, then what, those emails you can, put that in some different folder. Like for example, I can select all these emails and I can put them in the dummy folder, and in the dummy folder, since I don't have any invite, meeting invite, or any sort of calendar thing, appointment thing, I can run the code in the subfolder. Now the question comes, if you want to run that in the subfolder, first of all understand, if you have created the folder inside the inbox, then this OL folder inbox, after that please go and write folders, okay, and then write the folder name. This is how you can write. So I'm going to write here dummy. So this means that my folder, my subfolder is a dummy, and it is actually created in the inbox. Okay, Now just in case if you don't have this thing, I mean if you have created a folder in maybe in draft or maybe any anywhere else. So guys, when you write this ons.get default folder, what you have to do is when you start the packet, hey, you can choose that. For example, if you have created some folder inside the draft, you can do that, right? Generally I never create any subfolder in the draft. I generally always create everything in the inbox. And let's say if you have a dd inside the dummy, no worries, again you can go and say that folders and then just write here that the folder name dd, for example. This is how you can do that. Now suppose if I just quickly go and move all these emails, these emails in my this dd, this folder, you see that this is a basically sub folder, right? It is under dummy and dummy is under inbox. So when you want to run this, let's see if we get the 4 emails or not. There we go. You see that all the emails are coming, right? So this is the another method, guys. So I hope you have enjoyed this series, and thank you so much my dear subscriber for putting up this fantastic question. I'll see you guys now in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.